After the age of 60, many men notice that the lost morning erection, that natural firmness, is no longer a part of their lives. But listen carefully. What I'm about to tell you can bring back what you may already consider lost forever. And you don't need to look for help in pills, injections, or cumbersome devices. I offer you a simple, natural technique that takes just 5 minutes a day, and all you'll need are your own hands. Many men have already regained stronger erections, confidence in their bodies, and that true masculinity they thought had faded over the years. My name is Dr. Eduardo Vasconcelos, and for over 3 decades, I've been helping men facing this very problem. They come to me and say, "Doctor, I feel like I've lost my former strength." And what I teach each of them is something that goes beyond ordinary conversations: how to regain control over their bodies without resorting to artificial solutions, how to awaken dormant areas, stimulate blood flow, and rekindle the energy that seems to have faded. This isn't just about sex. It's about restoring your connection with yourself, about truly being present, about feeling the fullness of your masculine power again. And at the end of this material, I will show you a simple action you can try tonight that may dramatically change your morning. Let's begin. The silent shutdown that comes after 60. Many men don't talk about it, but something unusual happens after 60. The impulse that once drove them instinctively seems to dim. And it's not only physiological changes. It's as if part of their very essence drifts into sleep. Some call it fatigue, others simply age. But with decades of experience working with men, I've learned to see what hides behind these words. When a man says, "I'm not who I used to be," there is real pain in his words. "I don't recognize myself anymore." This loss of connection with one's own body happens silently. Erections weaken, desire fades, and a shocking feeling arises, as though some inner part simply shuts down. But here's the truth no one tells you. This is not failure, not shame, not the end of the road. It's merely a reflection of changes that naturally occur over time. Blood circulation worsens, nerves become less sensitive, tension quietly builds up in the lower abdomen, hormone levels gradually drop. But the greatest danger is not physical, it is emotional. It's the moment when you start losing connection with yourself, stop looking at yourself with respect, and begin to think this is normal, that nothing can be changed. But this is not true. Your body will never betray you. It is asking for support, speaking gently through subtle signals. Unusual pressure in the lower abdomen, lingering stiffness, a deep inner lack of energy. These are not just signs of aging. They are a call to return to sensation, to care, to a gentle, attentive relationship with the body that is still yours. At this point, everything can change. Touch becomes the key to reconnecting with your inner strength. When I talk to patients about the power of mindful touch, many are surprised, and some even feel embarrassed because we are raised to think that self-touch is unacceptable, awkward, a sign of weakness or shame. But that is a misconception. Touch, when done with presence and respect, is a powerful therapeutic resource. It is also a path to restoring unity between your body and your sense of masculinity. It's important to understand that this is not about pleasure or arousal. This is about reprogramming the nervous system, awakening blood circulation, releasing long-held tension, and regaining the fullness of being. Over time, some parts of the body seem to fall asleep. Sensitivity fades, blood flow slows, and muscles quietly become more tense and tight. Applying mindful touch to certain areas for just a few minutes each day sets off an astonishing awakening process. Circulation improves, nerve impulses reactivate, the pelvic floor muscles relax, and most importantly, a sense of confidence returns. Because when you touch yourself with attention and care, you send your body a clear signal. I am here, and you are part of me. That is the moment when transformation begins, confirmed not only by experience, but also by scientific research. Studies show that mindful touch can regulate the autonomic nervous system, activate deep sensory receptors, and awaken functions that were dormant. The solution already exists within each of us, regardless of age. It just needs to be gently, patiently, and purposefully awakened. And that's what we are about to begin. What is the secret behind the body's quick response when this is done correctly? Many people think erections are simply a matter of blood flow, but that's only half the story. Blood goes where the nervous system directs it. And after 60, this system begins to lose power not because it's damaged, but because it's dormant. Over time, the connection between the brain and the intimate area weakens, not from lack of desire, but from lack of stimulation. And like any other system, the body adapts. Used less, it responds less. Many patients say, I want to feel something, but it's like everything is switched off. My answer is always, it's not switched off, it's just in standby mode. The good news is you can bring it back to life. The first step is proper contact in the right places, the perineum, the base of the penis, and the lower abdomen. These areas are rich in nerve endings, such as the pudendal nerve, which controls sensitivity, desire, and muscular function. By calmly, mindfully, and regularly stimulating these points, you send an electrical impulse straight to the brain. It's as if you're telling your brain, wake up, start feeling, start responding. At first, this might be subtle, a slight warmth, a faint tingling, a nearly forgotten sensation. But if you keep going, the chain of sensitivity restores itself. The return of sensation, the strengthening of firmness, and the rise of confidence are not magic. They are natural biological processes. Your body has its own wisdom and knows what to do. It just needs a reminder. Now that you understand how effective this practice can be, it's time to learn how to do it step by step. 3 key gestures, the 3 most effective ones. When I first teach this practice, many men ask me, is that all? Just my hands and a few minutes a day? And the answer is yes, because the power isn't in the complexity of the actions, but in the attention you bring to each gesture. Here are the 3 movements I recommend to all my patients, and that you can start doing today quietly in your own room without anyone else. First, sliding a ring of fingers. With clean, warm hands, make a gentle ring with your thumb and forefinger at the base of your penis. Without applying too much pressure, glide this ring smoothly along its length, from base to tip. Keep the movement slow, steady, and mindful, without hurry or tension. This touch improves circulation, activates nerve endings, and helps with erection control. Continue for 2 to 3 minutes calmly. This is not about arousal, but about returning to harmony. Second, gentle pressure on the perineum. Move your fingers to the area between your buttocks and the anus, the perineum. Apply gentle circular pressure or soft, repeated taps with relaxed fingers. This area is closely connected to the prostate, pelvic floor muscles, and the source of masculine energy. This massage releases deep tension and increases sensitivity in the intimate area. Just 1 to 2 minutes is enough. Third, breathing with touch on the lower belly. Place one hand on your lower abdomen, just above the pubic bone. While inhaling deeply, gently slide your hand upward and on the exhale downward. This simple motion, synchronized with your breathing, calms the nervous system, releases tension, and helps your body feel safe. Don't focus on technique. The key is your intention, presence, respect for yourself, and consistency. You might wonder, is this really effective? Let me tell you about one of my patients, Dimitri, a 68-year-old retiree. He came to me with slumped shoulders and a gloomy expression. He was healthy, but noticeably downcast. Sitting across from me, he quietly said, "Doctor, it's been almost a year since I could have real intimacy. My wife no longer asks questions, and I don't even try." His words carried the weight of months, maybe years of disappointment, silence, and resignation. Instead of prescribing medication or suggesting invasive treatments, I gave him a simple assignment: 7 days, 5 minutes before bed. Alone, with no expectations. Just do the 3 gestures I'll show you. He doubted it, found it unusual, but agreed. I told him, don't look for results. Just feel, breathe, be in the present moment. That's all. When he came back a week later, I saw the change before he even spoke. His posture was steadier, his eyes calmer. And he said, "It's hard to explain, but something inside me has awakened. I'm not who I was before, but I feel new energy, warmth, a thirst for life. And doctor, this gives me hope. What happened to Dmitri was not a miracle. His body finally found its voice, nerves began to respond, blood started flowing again, his brain reconnected. In just 5 minutes of daily mindfulness, you can achieve remarkable results. If you practice this consistently and respectfully, within 7 days you may notice a quiet but tangible change. Because the body, when touched with attention, always responds. You might ask, what exactly changes in those 7 days? Many people think it takes months or years for the body to respond, especially at a certain age. But I see men every day who felt disconnected from their bodies for years, and after only a few days of mindful practice, begin to feel what they thought was lost forever. The body doesn't forget, it just waits. And when we give it what it needs, attention, touch, presence, it responds instantly, faster than expected. This is how it usually progresses. In the first 2 or 3 days, some men feel a gentle warmth in their belly, others a soft vibration or unusual energy flow. It's subtle but real, like life force flowing again. By the 4th or 5th day, morning erections often return, weak and unstable perhaps, but significant, showing the body still works. By the 7th day, the change goes beyond the physical. A sense of presence, self-esteem, and reconnection with oneself emerges. As one patient said, "This isn't just about sex, doctor. It's about waking up and feeling alive." And that is the key. The most important thing that changes in these 7 days is not in the physical body, but in the mind, in how you see yourself, in regaining something invisible but vital to your masculine essence. But then comes the question, how to keep this state, how to make this practice part of your daily rhythm. Even if you're alone, here's how to start practicing tonight, in just 5 minutes. If you are here, you've chosen a path of respectful and manly care for your body. Now I will show you how to turn this conscious decision into a simple ritual you can begin right now, in the privacy of your room. No candles, no music, no fancy accessories are needed. Only your presence, your hands, your breath, and 5 minutes of solitude. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. A bed, a chair, even a cushion on the floor. You must feel safe and comfortable. Warm your hands by rubbing them together until they feel pleasantly hot. This warmth awakens your sensory receptors and prepares your body for touch. Pause, close your eyes, and slowly inhale through your nose. Fill your lungs. Hold your breath for 2 counts, then exhale through your mouth. Repeat this 3 times, noticing the flow of air. Allow your body to relax. Place your palm on your lower abdomen, just above the pubic bone, feeling this area without judgment. This touch alone tells your body, I am here. Slowly glide your hand over the sensitive areas around the pubis, inner thighs, and groin. This is not about sexuality, it is about self-knowledge. Touch with curiosity, with respect, with acceptance. Perform the 3 mindful gestures. Glide your ringed fingers, gently press the perineum, and breathe while touching your lower belly. Let the touch follow your breath, without hurry, without expectation. End with a symbolic act. Place your hand on your heart, close your eyes again, and silently repeat, I am present and I value myself. This moment is especially important because you're not just touching your body, you're restoring deep unity with it. You may now wonder how to turn this contact into lasting strength in your life. My final wish for you is this. If you've reached this point, stop, take a deep breath, and let yourself feel proud. You didn't give up. You chose awareness. You chose the path of discovery. Perhaps for the first time in a long while, you looked at your body with tenderness, not judgment or blame. We've discussed what no one teaches us in ordinary life. The distance that creeps in over time, the silence that settles deep in the belly, and how one mindful touch can bring back what seemed lost. You've discovered the power of masculine touch in restoring connection. You've seen how science and respect can go hand in hand. And most importantly, you've realized that the real man within you has not disappeared. He has always been there, waiting for his moment. I've seen it countless times. Men at 60, 70, even 80 who thought everything was over. Yet in just 5 minutes a day, they rediscover themselves, their confidence, and their dignity. These 5 minutes are your starting point. They tell your body, you still matter, and you are the master of your destiny. Don't aim for perfection. Don't try to grasp everything at once. Begin today with the feeling of your breath, the movement of your hands, the sincere wish to reclaim what has always been within you. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. Every mindful step is a step toward your return. Allow yourself to trust the process, to trust your body, to trust your essence.